healers, witches. Welcome to my bedroom and welcome to my channel. I want to be comfortable and I like to do different types of backgrounds and scenery. This is Casting Cauldron, where you will find information on all things witchy and nature-based religion. I am a practicing witch, a traditional witch, and a shamanic witch. So I am a medium. However, I love to use magic to bring about practical answers and solutions to my physical life. I'm really not out to try to make a living writing spiritual books or providing magical services for people. I currently do have a client. It's been a very difficult case. She's having to examine what it is exactly that she's been trying to avoid. So I haven't really charged her very much at all. We talk, so there's follow-up and she needs to vent. And then I share what I have learned. There has been a little bit of progress. I've been able to see in a dream what's been going on and speak to that person. But it's like Cinderella's pumpkin. It only lasts for a short time. Hopefully within the next week we can get some type of a decision made as to what it is she's going to have to do for this homeowner who's been bullying her. So fingers crossed. I don't think I'm going to be doing that again. I have been successful in bindings and having people trip themselves up, but nothing yet has really happened. So as you can see, I have got my choker finally put on. I'm using a safety pin to give me about 1/4 of an inch more, and it's crooked. So I want to talk today really about Samhain. What is Samhain? And this pillow I got at Halloween Express along with my earrings and my hat. And it's on my bed. So I worked 5 days straight this week. I can't do that anymore. And so I'm finding out, what my limitations are, and I don't want to do things in the extreme. I wanted to make a little bit extra money, and so I think I've achieved that goal. And so if I just work 3 days a week, I'll still be making a little bit more along with my Social Security every month, because I'm putting some aside. I'm trying to recover from the pandemic and build up a savings again. Get your drink, whatever it is. This is tequila in a sparkling ice sugar-free drink. And this is an amazing thick margarita glass from Dollar Tree. So yeah, you can end up getting a lot of really nice things that look very nice over time, at discounts and dollar stores and thrift shops. Excuse me while I fix my newly cut bangs. All right. Now, I have recently revisited the description of Samhain. It is a cross quarter, and it really is going to begin around November 7th this year. We are celebrating it on October 31st. The Day of the Dead is usually the 1st and the 2nd. My husband was from Peru. He still is from Peru. He is my ex. And so it is a time where we once again revisit the fact that death is a part of life. And whether or not you go to have a seance or you try to communicate somehow with someone, it really just depends on what you want to do. You could set out photographs on your dinner table to invite them a part of them, right? A part of their frequency to be there with you. When they are your blood relatives, it is easier to have them come around this time of year. It is between fall and winter, so it is that in-between time. And that is a time when you can contact beings a lot easier than any other times of the year. Nighttime is usually also very good, and the full moon is also very good. So I believe in Mexico the Day of the Dead is celebrated for more than a few days. So, I mean, if you want to look and see when the full moon is occurring between now and the 7th, that might be a good time for you to sit down and light a candle and call upon an ancestor who maybe has a skill that you are needing to get information about, such as an uncle who was a lawyer that you maybe didn't know very well, but you really need to get some kind of information. Silver Raven Wolf has called upon her past self in order to help with a sewing project, because she used to be a seamstress in a past life. But, I mean, that's different. Maybe you have a relative who was an auto mechanic and you're struggling with fixing your car. Things like that. It's also a good time to try to bring closure. It's not about staying attached to the deceased. It's about actually bringing closure and speaking to them, whatever it is that you feel like you really never got a chance to say, and then bidding them farewell. It's also a time where you can lay out quartz crystals with a picture and speak to them and ask them to visit you in dream time. This is the safest way for people who aren't mediums. Let me put this down for a minute. Ugh. Hope that stays there. Now, this is one of the first books that I was led to ride a silver broomstick. It's a very good book. On page 40, page 38, she lists the quarters and the cross quarters. And I can't really see or remember exactly where a full explanation of what Samhain is. Maybe that's in another part of the book. And then she lists the moons. So the moon in October is called the blood moon. I think that refers to the shedding of blood, where, you know, the woman is shedding her blood. She is not fertilized an egg, and that relates to the end of the year. For us, it is the end of the year and the beginning of a new year. So the chapters in here: picking up the broomstick, getting acquainted, magical jargon, religion versus science, and then your special days of celebration is where she talks about the quarters and the cross quarters. Oh, here we go. Page 37. Samhain in the Celtic tradition. This is the last of the 3 harvest Sabbaths. So harvest has been done. We've picked everything we can pick, and it's getting cold. It is recognized as November 7th, All Hallows Eve. Martinmas on November 11th. All festivals stand for the same purpose. I'll not kid you, Halloween is my favorite Sabbath. Celebrations to honor the dead are done at this time. Ritual, along with speaking with those who have passed over. Divination is heightened on this night. It's also a good time for you to develop your psychic abilities. I talked about this when I made my first website many years ago, in 2009, I believe. I was in college for a second time. What I was beginning to realize was that my psychic powers and my intuition, my ability to project my energy, was becoming stronger, all up into the middle of December or the end of December. And so this is a very, very good time for you to work on meditation, candle meditations, and getting in touch with your intuition. It is said that on this night, the veil between the worlds is the weakest. The jack-o'-lantern, the gourds, the cider, and other fares of the season can be used in ritual and family celebration. And black candles are used to ward off negativity. It's also today a Saturday, October 30th, 2021. And I do have a black candle down there that I am going to burn a little bit before I go to bed, because Saturday is a very good day to absorb negativity. If you don't have an aversion to a black candle. I begin putting the decorations out on the 1st of October. There are witches plastered all over the front and the side of my house, and windsocks that I have made for protection depicting Halloween scenes. I hang a pentacle wreath above my wall, altar decorated with ravens, little brooms, and orange feathers and ribbons. The jack-o'-lantern was meant to keep away deceased spirits that you are not related to or that might be malevolent. Pots of large golden yellow mums are placed around the house, and some of the rooms are repainted for the celebration if it is necessary. I buy my new house broom now. It is always black, close to Samhain. I tape a balloon on the top and stick the witch's hat atop it and set it on my front stoop. At dinner, our family sets an empty plate for those who have departed, who were dear to us, and that's where I got the idea. Now, people that are Gothic are really living the idea that death is really not to be pushed aside. You know, we really need to try to understand it. We need to work to live our life to the fullest, but understand that death is a part of life. And as far as I understand it, I think that's very healthy. So, I mean, if you decide to buy this book, there are many, many good things in here, such as choosing a magical name, finding your path. I finally discovered, after several years, that I am on the Celtic path, but the Druidic tradition. I was very much connected to trees in the beginning, and I've worked with them in a variety of ways. So, if you have joined me this evening, thank you. If you're going to a party, have a wonderful time. I have just been resting, and if you have gone to my merch website to look at the pillow and the cutting board and the serving tray, please make a comment and let me know. I will be leaving the links to all of that here in the description below. If you go to Dollar Tree, check out their dinnerware. They also have plates that are amazing. I believe they're microwave safe. I put them in the microwave 100 times. And yeah, there is also a chapter in here about the summer land. And I believe that my spirit guides had led me to the library on one particular day where I was researching, I believe, the ghost dance. And I came upon an Egyptian ceremony called the Ceremony of the Summer Land. And they actually did, I did an automatic writing, and they actually channeled to me, I could feel it, that they were very proud of me in my research. So, as a shamanic witch, I am something of a grief counselor. As a medium, I am something of a grief counselor. And this was created out of compassion for people that really needed to have some type of a connection one more time, to feel closer and or to bring closure to an issue spiritually. Now you can do that in your mind, sitting on the sofa, have an imaginary conversation with that person. Chances are part of them is going to be there and they will feel it. So happy Halloween, happy Samhain, and please like, share, and subscribe. I'm going to leave the link to another video I made 3 years ago when I had first started this channel. It's not the best lighting or makeup and all that, because I was struggling to deal with the electricity going out in my home and the idea that I was really going to have to sell my home and figure out what else I needed to do. But it's a pretty good video. There's quite a few videos, on a side note, that I have been marking private and even deleting, because there's just a lot of problems going on right now with the magical community here on YouTube and the left-hand path. And there are some things that are incredibly personal that we don't need to make judgments about. We all have to go through difficulties, and we have to go through whatever it is that we haven't been addressing over and over again until hopefully we finally address it. And it is what we are trying to do, believe it or not, on this path, even the left-hand path. In my opinion, anyone who is not in mainstream religion, such as Christianity in my Western country, is on a left-hand path. We are the minority, we are the outliers. But there is a particular branch of a magical practice where working with certain types of spirits is constantly called the left-hand path. But, you know, those of us that are pagans and work with gods and goddesses are still, we're not Christians. So chances are we are probably minorities. If we're not complete minorities, then we are still misunderstood at best. And we really do have to be careful about what we say and make sure we know 100% when we are talking about something, what we are talking about. So this is something I am definitely knowledgeable and comfortable about. I hope this has been helpful and informative, and maybe I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.